At $20 million, the Ohio State Buckeyes roster is the best that money can buy. Locked on Big Ten starts right now.
You are Locked On Big Ten, your daily podcast on the Big Ten Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Big Ten. I'm Craig Sheeman. Coming up on 40 years as a sports talk show host and play-by-play announcer, I want to thank you for making us your first listen each and every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and get started. Ryan Day said, show me the money. And they did. Plus, we have some big news. We'll check in Ann Arbor again. And our Tuesday tweets, they're getting better each and every week. But first, after dishing out $20 million to this year's team alone, the Ohio State Buckeyes are the best team money can buy. Now, in the old days, not too long ago, really, a comment like that would ruffle some feathers, right? It used to suggest that a college program had cheated by paying good players under the table and able to skirt NCAA rules on amateur athletics. But now it's a compliment. Rules have changed quickly, and players can be paid for their name, image, and likeness. The sky's the limit if your program is nearly unlimited and has unlimited resources backing you, and that appears to be the case at Ohio State. The Buckeyes have always had more sources than just about everybody else, all the other schools, but head coach Ryan Day and former athletic director Gene Smith, despite winning almost 90% of their games together in the football season, they got real tired of losing those other 10%. That 10% includes games against Michigan or playoff games. Everything else was fine. But the Buckeyes want to beat everybody. You know what Michigan did last year? 15-0, beat everybody in the national championship. That's the expectation at Ohio State. The Buckeyes want to beat everybody. They want to beat Michigan. They want to beat college football playoff teams, and they want to win a national championship. Not only want it, they expect it. They demand it. And, you know, I didn't set real well with all the Buckeyes to just sit back and watch the team from up north run the table and have that undefeated season. And also didn't set well with people losing to that team up north 3 years in a row on the way to their national championship. So Ryan Day and company got to work securing a name, image, and likeness collective, actually a couple of major ones, in order to entice borderline NFL players already on their roster to stay at Ohio State for one more year. And of course, to recruit others, elite high school players, elite transfers from other programs. And the cost for 2024, $20 million. $20 million bucks. Ross Bjork, the new athletic director, remembers meeting day when he first arrived on campus for his little transition period there. And he was impressed with the intensity and the thoroughness by which Ryan Day explained his nil plans moving forward. He had a big old presentation and he was focused like a laser. So what does a $20 million collective get you? Well, safety Caleb Downs, after a tremendous freshman season at Alabama, transferred to Columbus, as did teammate and center Seth McLaughlin. Running back Quinshon Judkins, an all-SEC running back at Ole Miss. He came to Ohio State despite the fact that TreVeyon Henderson was already there. No problem. Now they got two great running backs. They got the most sought-after freshman Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver in the entire country. Boom, Ohio State. Will Howard arrived from Kansas State with 28 games of experience at quarterback. And a lot of people thought he was going to USC. Now, we've detailed that story and Miller Moss and Lincoln Riley, but we've done prior podcasts on that. Go check out our Trojans preview for the season. But that was part of it. Will Howard, and he ended up getting a little nil and coming over to Ohio State. Emeka Egbuka, he delayed going to the NFL. The list of players like him go on and on. Now, this doesn't count with our scenario, but even Chip Kelly gave up a head coaching job at UCLA for way more money to come and just coach this offense. It was so loaded. Only 2 players from last year's Ohio State team left early for the NFL draft. Wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr., who went early in the first round. Of course, defensive end Michael Hall Jr. That was the right move for them. But everybody else stayed. Guys like defensive end Jack Sawyer said they wanted to get the band together one more time, make a run after coming up short. Emeka Egbuka, who we just mentioned, said it stinks, but guess what? Little news flash here. Nobody on this current Buckeyes team has won a big game. Nobody has beat Michigan. Nobody has won a Big Ten championship or playoff games. Those are his words. Other guys like JT Tuimoloau and Donovan Jackson and Ty Williams and Denzel Burke, they all postponed NFL careers to make one more run this year at Ohio State. And they all got paid. According to one report, an NFL scout said that this team is more talented than the 2021 national champion Georgia Bulldogs team, which set a record in the NFL draft when 15 players were picked off that roster. This is the best team money can buy. Now, with money and taking big swings like this, the pressure that was already there increases significantly. I mean, can you imagine assembling this kind of talent, maybe the most talented team ever, and paying this much money, $20 million in nil money, and coming up empty for a national championship? I mean, even runner-up status would be unacceptable. Or worse. How about losing to Michigan for a 4th straight year? And yes, I said worse. Now, although former Buckeye Cardell Jones might disagree with me a little bit. He doesn't think beating Michigan and winning a Big Ten title and getting to the playoffs is enough. It is national championship or bust. Jones won a title while on Urban Meyer's 2014 team, and he's been a major player in co-founding one of the 2 big nil collectives at Ohio State. So that's where you get this sense of championship or bust. It's coming from a former player who's played under Urban Meyer, who's won a national championship, and who's behind the money that Ryan Day is using to build this team. And there are more guys like him. A lot of people feel that way. Even Urban Meyer has been telling everybody who will listen that this Buckeyes roster is the best in 10 years. Now, prior to 10 years, it was his team that was the last one to win a national championship. So he's been cautious about saying best team ever. But I even heard him say it once. Yeah, this might even be the best team ever at Ohio State. Now, when you have the heralded Urban Meyer saying that you have the best roster ever, or certainly the best roster in 10 years, and you don't win it all, then what does everybody do? They look to the coaching. So the coaching came up short. The talent was there. It must have been the coaching. Everyone will blame Ryan Day if they do not win it all. It's just how it works. In the meantime, the Buckeyes are the best team money can buy going into the 2024 college football season. Ohio State opens up on Saturday. They host Akron at 3:30 Eastern Time on CBS. The Buckeyes are 49.5-point favorites. They have a lot of games where they're 49 and 50-point favorites. That's the deal this year. Hey, be sure to subscribe. Do you know we've picked up like 900 subscribers in the last 4 weeks? You guys are wonderful. Thank you. And if you haven't yet, join the rest of them. Join the party. Subscribe and share. Subscribe and share with a friend that doesn't know we're out here talking Big Ten every day. I know you have a friend who's an alum or a fan. Subscribe and share and follow Locked On Big Ten wherever you get your podcasts. Do it for free. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And then that way this podcast will become available to you first thing every day. And don't forget to pick up some Buckeyes gear, since we're talking about the Buckeyes here, for the 2024 season on our website where all of our podcasts go. Plus, you can order merchandise there from your favorite school, talkbig10.com. All right, believe it or not, there's more on Spygate. We'll get to that. We'll touch up on the quarterback situation at Michigan. We did a whole feature on it yesterday. And if you missed it and you're a Michigan fan, go back to our website, talkbig10.com. They're all right there. And we'll take care of you. So all that's coming up. Plus, we got football on Thursday and Friday. Big Ten football, Thursday and Friday. By Thursday and Friday, 5 teams will have played games already. Of all the 18 teams, 5 of them are going before even Saturday. Just make sure you're in the know. with all that and some great tweets coming up on Tuesday tweets, all in 1 minute right here on Locked On Big Ten. I want to tell you about 5 Hour Energy. It's fantastic. It's just a jolt of energy. Comes in a little bottle. You've seen them all over the place. Once upon a time, I had to drive long distances at nighttime and get a little blurry-eyed and tired. 5 Hour Energy, boom, you're good to go. A lot of great flavors, too. Maybe you're a little tired, get that lull after lunch at work. Maybe your job's a little bit boring and you kind of nod off a little bit while you're watching the clock. 5 Hour Energy can take care of you. You got a long list of things you got to do. You don't have the energy to do it. 5 Hour Energy. After work, you want to go work out at the gym, but you're too tired. 5 Hour Energy. Boost you right up there. And it's great. 0 sugar, portable size. The 5 Hour Energy website has a bunch of flavors like watermelon, tropical burst, grape, berry, and more. Just a bunch of flavors. It's something for everybody. You can try them all. You can mix them. You build your own 12 or 24 pack, a little mix and match if you want. So go to 5hourenergy.com. That's with the number 5, 5hourenergy.com. And you can go there and get some 5 Hour Energy product today and use my promo code LOCKEDONCFB. Locked On CFB, and you'll receive $20 off your order. That order is only valid through September 30th and on one order. Can't be used with other orders. It's a beginner special, if you will. And once again, go to 5hourenergy.com with the number 5, 5hourenergy.com. Well, thank you all for making Locked On Big Ten your first listen each and every day, and you everydayers out there. I hear kind of stats all the time that people that listen and watch podcasts list X amount of times a week, X amount of times a month, whatever. You everydayers, love you. Thank you. And if you're not every day, if you're once a week, a couple times a month, check us out a couple more times a week. We are here every single day on Locked On Big Ten. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and share and follow and like Locked On Big Ten, your team every day. Don't forget to peruse our website as well, talkbig1010.com. And don't forget, college football is back and the Locked On College Football podcast from our friends over there. Got a bunch of stuff going on regarding college football. And of course, discussion with ACC, Big 10, Big 12, SEC teams, expanded college football playoffs. I host the Big Ten preview shows with these guys, all my friends at the Locked On Big Ten schools. It's all right there. And you can check it out streaming on Locked On College's 24/7 YouTube channel or on the Amazon Fire TV, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hey, speaking of what's on, tonight's the night, Tuesday. Been talking about it. Netflix, their Untold series. This one's titled Sign Stealer. It features Michigan Spygate master Connor Stallions. And again, that's going to air today, the 27th. And this is just weeks after the NCAA has leveled a couple of notice of allegations. The one from Burgergate a couple of weeks ago that affected Jim Harbaugh, but doesn't really affect him because he's gone. And then that was Burgergate. Now the Spygate one. Got a notice of allegations. There could be some punishments coming down for Sharon Moore and company. Perhaps we may learn a little bit more behind the scene because we really haven't heard from Connor Stallions throughout all this Spygate stuff. So, and this could affect Sharon Moore. It's going to be very interesting. Now, I'm going to be curious when I watch this. Again, if Connor Stallions alters his story at all since last fall. Nope, it was me. I acted alone. Jim Harbaugh knew nothing about this. Jim Harbaugh says he knew nothing about it. That's all well and good. We still got to find out about those 52 chain of 52 messages between Sharon Moore and Connor Stallions that were deleted in October when the story broke. There's a little bit of there. We'll see if Connor Stallions has altered his story at all on the Netflix special. Now, I don't think he's going to alter it. I could be wrong. Could be way wrong. I'm just making an educated guess here. But something like that, had he said something like, oh, man, yeah, Harbaugh knew I was all in on that, that would have leaked by now because Netflix would have been promoting the heck out of it. So I don't know that there's going to be anything different or that much new, but I'll check it out. We'll let you know what we think. All that coming up. By the way, speaking of Michigan, Sharon Moorhead is Monday press conference. It's game week after all. And you may remember yesterday on Locked On Big Ten, we did a whole thing on the expected starter, Alex Orji, expected starter at quarterback. And we still think that that's what's going to happen. He was obviously asked about it again on Monday. And he says that he and the staff are real close to naming a starter, but he's just going to keep hanging on and not make that announcement. But he did the press beat him down a little bit to get him to admit it's between Alex Orji and Davis Warren. Pretty much figured as much. And but again, if you want to go back to our yesterday's podcast as we lay everything out, talkbig10.com. But we're going to stick to our prediction and our sources and our stories that Orji will be the named starter this week. Although Warren may play some in this weekend's opener against Fresno State. That game kicks off at 7:30 Eastern on NBC, and we will do our live podcast on YouTube, our YouTube channel, right after that game. If you're new to us, or maybe you missed the announcement yesterday, what we do during football season is we go live on Saturdays, and it's on the YouTube channel, the live portion. And it'll be really easy for you to find. If you find us on a regular basis, we'll be there. We'll have a little live thing on the top of the corner. We pick a game each week and we go live after it. And this weekend, we're doing the Fresno, Michigan game once it is over on NBC. And that's a 7:30 Eastern kickoff. So it's going to be probably close to 11 p.m. Eastern, live, 8 o'clock on the West Coast. And we'll have some fun with that. You can comment. There'll be live comments, all that kind of stuff. But our reaction to that game, Michigan and Fresno, and all the other Big Ten games that will have taken place at that point. Everybody will have played at that point. So we're looking forward to that. And except USC and LSU. We'll do a little preview on that as well, because that's Sunday night. All right. Meanwhile, so don't forget our live broadcast. And you don't have to wait till the weekend for Big Ten football. Don't forget, kind of get in the mindset here. Rutgers opens up on Thursday against Howard at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Big Ten Network. North Carolina will take on Minnesota for an 8 o'clock kickoff Eastern on Fox. By the way, Minnesota was like a 2.5 point favorite for that game, and now I believe they're a 1.5 underdog. Big swing. Something's going on. A lot of money going a certain way, I guess. Eastern Illinois is at Illinois for a 9 o'clock tilt on the Big Ten Network, a late one there, and that's Thursday. Friday, we got Friday Night Lights. Florida Atlantic is at Michigan State. Michigan State seems to like to open the season on Friday nights now. They've done that many times over the years. That'll be a 7 o'clock game on the Big Ten Network. And then Wisconsin hosts Western Michigan at 9 o'clock on FS1. So a late one on Friday as well. So that's the slate. Get used to it. We got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday Big Ten football. Awesome. It is fantastic. I did notice somebody posted some of the best matchups for week one on Twitter, and I'll have that. I'll share it with you and coming up in a minute. It's all part of Tuesday tweets as we continue to roll here, and we'll have all that coming up in 1 minute on Locked On Big Ten. Going to tell you about Ultimate College Football Head Coach, Ultimate College Football HC. It's a game, it's a simulation, and it's a lot of fun. You can pretend to be the head coach of your favorite school, but it's not just coaching, it's not just play calling, which it involves that. That's fun. But you recruit players, you hire your coaching staff, you oversee training camps, you handle school scholarships. It's everything. Literally, like GM and head coach all together. It's incredible. You control every crucial detail of your program. It's all in your hands for your favorite school, whatever school you want to choose. Ultimate College Football HC, completely free, no ads, 100% playable offline. You can play on the go as you go, whenever you want. And of course, we have a special offer for you for our Locked On Big Ten fans. Use the promo code Locked On CFB. Locked On CFB, all caps, inside the game store to receive a free boost to your program. Make sure you take advantage of this perk, and it'll help get your team off to a fantastic start. To download this game, just visit ultimate-cfb.com. Ultimate-cfb.com, or look it up on the app stores. It's Ultimate College Football HC. Begin your coaching legacy today. Ibotta. This is how you can save some money. We all spend money every day, particularly if you're part of a family, married, kids, the whole deal, or maybe just got an expensive hobby. You're always buying stuff, whether it be groceries to toys, gasoline, everything in between, snacks. We all spend money. Ibotta helps you get some of that money back. It is fantastic. You get it, and I'll tell you about how this works in just a second. But it's an app, first of all, Ibotta, Ibotta. It's a free app, helps you earn cash back every time you shop. And again, you earn hundreds on items you're already buying anyway, from groceries to supplies, whatever you need. The average Ibotta user earns $256 a year. The average. That cost could cover your expenses for your next spending spree. So you can save on over 2,400 brands, over 1,000 retailers. You can include your favorite grocery stores like Lowe's and Macy's and Best Buy, all that stuff. And 50 million users use Ibotta. Be one of them. Get cash back every time they shop. Right now, Ibotta is offering our listeners $5 just for trying Ibotta. Use the code LOCKEDONCollege when you register. Or go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free Ibotta app to start earning cash back and use the code LOCKEDONCollege. Once again, that's Ibotta, Ibotta, in the Google Play or App Store, and use the code LOCKEDONCollege. All right, it is time for Tuesday tweets. You guys have some good ones out there. If you're new to the program, we do this every Tuesday. We pull them off of my Twitter handle, which you see on screen if you're watching on video, at Talk Big Ten number 10. Let's put them up. I'm going to put them up full screen. If you are an audio-only listener, we'll describe in full detail so you don't feel left out. This one is from at Michigan Football. It's collage, a couple of players. Game week is here. We play football on Saturday. Hashtag Go Blue. Yes, we do. By the way, a lot of these on Twitter from all the football teams in the Big Ten. Everybody's obviously excited that this season is finally starting. All right, here's what I was alluding to in the last segment. This is from at College Football Report. The top 10 games of week one. Now, number one, it has Notre Dame and Texas A&M. All right, fine. But it's got that other game we alluded to a moment ago, LSU and Southern Cal. There you go. That's the number two game according to the this list. Miami versus Florida Gators. Penn State, West Virginia. Penn State, West Virginia. That's I think this could be a closer game than people think. That's the number 4 one. Clemson and Georgia's on here. North Carolina and Minnesota. We just alluded to the big 4-point swing in the point spread there. That's the 6th ranked game. Coach Prime. Colorado going against North Dakota State. That's number 7 on here. Miami of Ohio at Northwestern, the 8th game. I believe Northwestern's a 2.5-point spread, but this game's going to be on the beautiful shores of Lake Michigan and their brand new remade little temporary bleacher stadium on campus. Might be cool to watch there. Number 9, they got Boston College at Florida State. That was bad for Florida State this past weekend, right? And TCU and Stanford, they round out their top 10. Thought I'd share all those with you. Let's see what else we have here on Twitter. Sebastian Castro, number 29. Says 29 is going to dominate this year. This is from at Barstool, Iowa, and it's a picture of the back of him in his uniform. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, with Cooper DeJean gone, Castro is going to get a lot more attention. He was pretty good last year, too. He's going to be the anchor of that tough Iowa defense this year. Big year for him. Speaking of Iowa, it's hot. I'll show you the weather map in just a second, but this is a picture of a couple of ears of corn literally popping on the ear. This is from at Iowa Chill. It's so hot in Iowa today that the corn started popping. Yes, it did. That's a real thing. And then here's, I know if you're on audio only, here's the map from a TV station at Iowa Chill. Reminder that 90 degrees and humid, it's going to be like, it's 98 in Des Moines, 97, 96 plus heat index. It is a reminder, though. It says 90 degrees and humid is better than 0 degrees and windy in the wintertime. Some people disagree with that. Not me. I agree with it 100%. And we're sticking with Iowa here. Here's from at Ben Stevens. This is a picture of their fullback. Yes, they're going to carry a fullback, old school this year. Of course they are. They're Iowa. Says, I feel as though it is my obligation to remind everyone about Iowa's fullback. He is 6'5", 250 pounds, and his name literally is Hayden Large. Hayden Large is a very large fullback. Yes. I can't wait to see that in action. All right, here's from at Boiler Muse. This is Ryan Walters. Picture of him leading his Boilermakers onto the field. And it says, this is a legitimate possibility that Purdue leaves Columbus in week 9-9-0. We are the number one ranked team in the country. Yes, if that happens, you would be the number one team, but that's not happening. They won't be anywhere near 8-0 going into that game, and they won't beat Ohio State. I hate to say it. I'm sorry, but they're not gonna. There's a big difference. I just spent 15 minutes telling you that Ohio State paid $20 million to have the most perfect roster in the history of football. How do you think Purdue's going to do against that? Yeah, I thought so. All right, here is from at the Big Ten Network. It is a picture of Matt Rule at a press conference. Of course, reminding everyone he was the 2019 Big 12 Coach of the Year at Baylor, where he went 11-3. And it says, quoting him, yeah, that's the secret sauce of where you have to get to with this team. And similarities between this year's Huskers team and the 2019 Baylor team that won several close games on the way to an 11-3 record. Absolutely. I stand by my statement. Nebraska is going to have a huge year. And here's from at Huskers AI. It is the Kool-Aid guy coming through a field of corn, spilling red Kool-Aid everywhere with a Nebraska logo on it. Oh yeah, it says. Go Big Red, hashtag GBR. I like it. That's cool. Here's from Matt Ben Stevens again, making multiple appearances today. And it was just a bunch of facts. In week 0, there were 4 FBS games. Now, in week 1, college football is fully back, starting Thursday through Monday. There are 96 FBS games. Thursday, we have 21 games. I mentioned the handful of Big Ten games. Friday, 6 games. A couple of those are Big Ten games. Saturday, 67 games. And Sunday, 1 game, that LSU Southern Cal game. And then the Monday nighter, 1 more game. That'd be the Boston College Florida State game. It says gorgeous. Yeah. How about that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday college football. It is here. College football likes to fill the void between the gap between the NFL preseason and the NFL regular season. They take advantage of it by playing games on that Sunday and Monday. And here's from one about Brett Bielema. It's also from the Big Ten Network. It's him at a press conference. He is 18-19 in 3 seasons as a head coach at Illinois. He's been around. Of course, he was Wisconsin a while back in the day. He's been around. Good coach. Brett Bielema sharing some of what he learned from his star-studded list of mentors. He is coached with and been coached by Hayden Fry, Kirk Ferentz. Remember Coach Snyder back in the day, Barry Alvarez, and Bill Belichick. That's pretty good. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy that. Tuesday tweets. Do those every Tuesdays. Tomorrow we'll have our power rankings, and we're another step closer to starting. We may have to preview a few Big Ten games to take place on Thursday on tomorrow's podcast. That sounds about right. It's here. We're actually going to be talking football. Actual games. We're 1 day away. Have our thoughts on Connor Stallions and the Netflix special as well. And whatever else pops up, we're all over it. We cover all 18 teams right here. Tell your friends about us and share this episode with your best friend. That will help us out. Many ways for you to interact with me. Twitter or X. Talk Big Ten number 10. Your comments on YouTube. I especially love it when you go back and forth. The rivalries are heating up. And also our website, talkbig10number10.com. You can hit me up on an email there. All of our podcasts go there. This one will be there as well. And we do them chronologically and group them by school. And while you're there, pick up some swag from your favorite team. Shirts, hats, pennants. You can buy them right there with one click. Right there, talkbig10.com. Before you go, be sure to subscribe and share. Subscribe and share. And again, 900 subscribers just in the last 4 weeks on this. This thing is taking off because of you guys. Thank you. It's amazing. Be sure to subscribe and follow this podcast right now on your favorite podcast app, and you get the latest episode of Locked On Big Ten as soon as it becomes available each day. Check out another episode of Locked On Big Ten while you're there. And also check out our friends for a second listen with Locked On College Football and its podcast each and every day. Everything going on in college football. Locked On College Football, also part of the also available on YouTube and part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. That'll do it. I already can't wait till we meet again tomorrow. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Craig Sheeman for Locked On Big Ten. We'll see you next time.